I told Mustafa, it seems that the only bad things in my life happens in April. So he told me this: next April, don't worry, it's going to be fine. He died in May just to prove that point to me, when he accidentally stepped on an IED. And yes, we ate meat at his funeral. You probably want to know what I was up to while I was getting my heart broken like this. I became a TV reporter during this bloody civil war. There was less demand for an accountant, you know. I decided to leave Iraq to go to Jordan. I couldn't keep doing that. It was for my own mental health. I knew Al-Qaeda wanted me dead for my journalism. The first episode of Al-Bashir Show came out in August 2014. The same month, Mustafa's father, my uncle, was killed by ISIS. We risked discussing sectarianism, a taboo, when Iraqi forces were mobilizing against ISIS, which was almost a sectarian war again. But our risk paid off. We had 1 million views that week for our first episode ever. We were the only ones independent of any political parties. We made fun of the government. Every topic was fair game. We made fun of the government, we made fun of ISIS, we made fun of politicians, of militias, we made fun of your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, only when they deserved it, of course. That was our audience. We were among the voices that causing millions strong protests throughout all of Iraq's major cities in 2019 and 2020. Every Friday, our show was broadcast on a big screen in Tahrir Square during sit-ins calling for an end to the corrupt system. The government tried to scramble the signal, but I guess their heads were too scrambled. I wish I could say that's the end of the speech, a happy ending, when Iraqi new generation is taking over, and Iraq is living happily ever after, and the new generation is ruling with the era of harmony and security. No, sorry. I'm not Iraq's Prince Charming. Al-Bashir Show didn't cause Iraq's happily ever after. Iraq is not a democracy today, and here's why. Tens of thousands of people have been kidnapped by the same militias who are controlling Iraq today, and none of us know what's happened to them since 2016. The political elite has created a political system that allows them to stay in power forever. You want to open a restaurant, a store, you need the support of one of the parties, and you need to pay them off too. The political parties, they take the public budget and they fund themselves off. There is corruption in every area of the government. Nearly 800 protesters have been died since October 2019. The protest began. 30,000 protesters have been injured. Thousands fled the country. These brave young activists, men and women alike, face brutal repression and fired at by the government and militias that countries like Iran are funding. Free elections and freedom of speech, these are real jokes in Iraq. There are no one political opposition party that remains unrepressed inside Iraq, and there is no independent voices that been free inside Iraq. Let me be clear. I'm not asking you to come save Iraq. That did not turn out well when we tried that in 2003, no? We can do it ourselves. Please just pay attention to what's happening in Iraq and understand the history of how Iraq came to be this way today. Remember, Iraq is not a playground for other political to settle their country, for other countries to settle their political score on. Power politics always come to the expense of the people. We are so tired of it. And don't just blindly throw money at your problems either. There are projects in Iraq that need your support.